Do you struggle to set limits in your life? Is it hard for you to say no? Do you constantly feel emotionally violated in your significant relationships? Do you have problems disallowing unhealthy people or patterns in your life? Is it difficult for you to just share your opinion? Do you struggle to stand up for yourself? Or do you fear that speaking your mind will result in confrontation or even conflict? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I have good news. I'm Jennifer Bellingrad, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist in private practice with over 20 years of experience in the field of mental health. If you are a woman, I have a special invitation for you today. What if I told you that I could help you improve your life by teaching you how to find greater balance, showing you the path to experiencing less worry and guilt, and instead more joy and peace? Do I have your attention? If so, keep listening, and be sure to listen all the way to the end for a special offer for early birds. Listen, it's no secret that women today wear many hats. Over the past 2 decades of my practice, the single most common thing I teach women is how to have boundaries. Those limits we set in our lives in order to take care of ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually. What does that mean? Well, it includes things like being assertive by standing up for yourself, speaking your mind, refusing to be taken advantage of, going after what you want, sharing your opinion, and saying no at appropriate points in your life without feeling guilty about it. I've found that women very often struggle with setting boundaries. This isn't to say that men don't also struggle with limits, but my experience has been that women face greater challenges because of all of the roles they take on. In particular, Christian women struggle with having limits and saying no to other people, frequently due to their misinterpretation of the Bible. Since the onset of the pandemic, my practice has been busier than ever. My office receives calls daily from people who are looking for help since they've been stuck at home and maybe forced to deal with things that they had not before experienced, noticed, or addressed. And my colleagues are just as busy. A lot of people have reached critical mass in their lives, and they're feeling overwhelmed, even desperate. I could literally work 12 hours a day all week long, and I still wouldn't be able to see everyone who's requested an appointment. Given all of this, I started thinking about how to reach more people. That's what I'm here to share with you today. We've all struggled with boundaries at different points in our lives. Trust me when I tell you that we get something out of everything we do, even if it's something that's not healthy for us. Everything. Not having good boundaries can result in exhaustion, irritability, resentment, depression, anxiety, avoidance, even social isolation. Raise your hand if you've ever felt any of these things because you took on too much or allowed something in your life that wasn't good for you. We've all been there. Maybe you've said yes when you should have said no to something. Maybe you've made some bad decisions at times in regards to what you've allowed in your life. Maybe you have a habit of not speaking up or sharing your thoughts on things, and then you kick yourself for not saying something after the fact. Or maybe your lack of boundaries has resulted in people taking advantage of you. None of these has to happen. I see you. I know you. I was you. Let me tell you 2 things. First, you are not alone. And second, I can help. Starting May 1st, I will be offering an intensive workshop for women that offers a unique spiritual perspective on setting boundaries. In this training, you'll get the benefit of my decades of experience learning about and studying boundaries and over 20 years of experience as a therapist teaching people about boundaries. The training is called Trust Me, God Wants You to Say No. And it's all about learning how to get over yourself and set boundaries in a clear, effective way without feeling regretful or guilty about it. Because who needs more guilt, right? Maybe you've been struggling for a while now with taking on too much, not knowing when to say no. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and agitated, snapping at your significant other or your kids for no good reason. Maybe you're noticing patterns in your life that you'd love to change. Maybe you're just unhappy with the way things are going because you don't know when to cry uncle, but you're too embarrassed to ask for help. Maybe you've thought about getting therapy, but you don't have the time or the resources to attend several sessions of treatment or get help with your goals. Maybe you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. If any of these describes you, then this training is for you. The goal of this training is to teach you all about boundaries so that they become second nature to you. So you can learn to draw your lines in the sand in terms of what you will tolerate, what you're willing to do, and how you want to feel, and the person you want to be, how you truly want to show up in the world. Even if you're not a Christ follower, this information will be helpful to you for reasons I'll get to in just a minute when we take a look at what is included. And I have a special offer for the first 25 people who sign up, so keep listening for that. The training will be geared toward adult women, but may be appropriate for older teens or girls who are more psychologically mature. The format will be recorded videos so that you can watch or re-watch at your convenience. You'll receive a workbook to follow along with the training and take notes. I'll also be going live at times to answer questions, further discuss topics, and walk through role plays of setting boundaries in challenging situations. Without further ado, here's what the training will include. First, we will discuss exactly what boundaries are and aren't and why we need them, as well as the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness, two things that are very often confused. We will explore who might struggle with boundaries and why, as well as how to overcome the struggle and change the way things occur to you in your mind. We'll review the particulars of when to set boundaries and how to do so in a clear and effective way that doesn't leave you feeling guilty. We will go over specific examples of the self-talk that you can use to combat doubt or any other negative automatic thoughts that the enemy throws at you when you're trying to set boundaries to take care of yourself. We will walk through exact scripts for what to say to set boundaries without being aggressive or feeling guilty. Throughout the training, we will be looking at how even Jesus had boundaries and the biblical support for those boundaries so that you can set them with less anxiety and more faith. For the purpose of relapse prevention, we will walk through a boundary exercise that will likely bring you to tears. It did me. And hopefully keep you on track to overcome your biggest fears. Last but not least, we will go over my relapse recovery method for how to get back on track with change, whether it's boundaries or something else. The cost of all this training is a one-time fee of $197. This will give you multiple hours of intensive psychoeducation and training, short-circuiting a therapy process that could take weeks or months. Therapy with me is billed at more than this per hour, so this is a great opportunity to get a lot of information. Because we're not doing an extensive intake and multi-layered therapy process and instead are focused on direct, specific psychoeducation and training, I'm able to offer this intensive for less than my normal hourly rate. But wait, there's more. I've always wanted to say that. I have several bonuses for you. And if you sign up for this training, you'll receive those awesome bonuses. And that content includes several different things, 5 different bonuses. First, you'll get my 7-day journaling workbook with prompts for each day of the week to help you continue your self-improvement and stay on track with your goals. Second, you'll receive 5 steps to an authentic and effective self-image, with information about how to improve your overall self-image so that you are more confident in setting boundaries and in other things as well. Third, you'll get imposter syndrome and how to overcome it, to help you work through feelings of insecurity in your life that might contribute to your problem setting boundaries. Fourth, you'll receive a copy of 10 Tips for Stronger Mental Health, which discusses how to build a solid foundation by strengthening your overall mental health to better navigate the tough times. And fifth, you'll get a copy of Overcoming Emotional Eating, which is something with which many women struggle in our world. Now, maybe you're not yet convinced that this training is a good fit for you. That's okay. I'm an eternal skeptic also. It's normal to have some doubt about offers like this. In fact, the most common question I've heard when it comes to training like this is, will it work for me? If this is where you're at, my question to you is, will you work for it? Like therapy or any effort at self-improvement, really, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're willing to do the work of attending the sessions, studying the material, and doing the homework, you can certainly benefit from this training. If you're ready to commit to making some changes, you can sign up and pay for the class now using the link below. And here's the deal for you early birds. If you're one of the first 25 people to sign up for the class and pay in full, you will receive a coupon for $50 off your tuition. That's a savings of over 25% just for getting in early. Simply enter Early Bird, all one word, at checkout. Now, if you know you struggle with boundaries and you still have doubts at this point, check your excuses. Make a decision now to let go of them. And trust me when I tell you, they're not serving you. Besides, excuses are like buttholes. Everyone has them and they all stink. If you're simply not sure about me, no problem. You can get more information about me and how I do things by going to my website, drbellingrat.com, where you can read about me and check out various blogs I've written. There's also an email option on the right side of the About Me page, so you can message me with any questions that you might have about the training and whether it's a good fit for you. In addition, you can listen to my podcast, The Psych with a Mic, on your favorite podcast platform to see how I do things. But remember, only the first 25 people to commit to joining me by paying for the training in full will receive a coupon for $50 off. So don't wait too long. I really hope you ladies will join me for this training on how to live a more balanced life with less guilt, anxiety, and overwhelm. And also feel free to share this information with other women you know who might be interested. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can post them in the comments below or reach out to me through my website, drbellingrat.com. See you soon.